Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, the 12th day of May, cruising right up on the halfway point of this month already.
Isn't that crazy?
It's National Limerick Day, National Odometer Day, National Nutty Fudge Day. Do you like nutty fudge?
I do.
I do too. It's also, we've been married 20 years. I don't think we've ever had nutty fudge in the 20 years we've been married.
I've had nutty fudge in 20 years, but
Have
not
you?
like I bought it or made it.
Maybe at Christmas
At
time.
Christmas we
yeah,
do.
say we've been at Christmas
Yeah,
parties.
if I'm
we've
going to
had it.
eat fudge, it's got to have nuts in it. I won't eat fudge without nuts.
You don't like unnutty fudge?
No, I don't.
See, I like it either way. And it's National Fibromyalgia Awareness Day. And if that's something you suffer with, well, today's a day to be aware of that. And I bet you're probably aware of it every day if you suffer with it. Not a fun thing. Today is also a Tuesday, and that means we have Tuesdays with Charlie. That's coming your way before you know it on the John and Heidi Show. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A survey by the Maine Human Rights Commission found that since the state legalized marijuana, a growing number of people in Maine are complaining about drug odors coming from their neighbor's yard. Mm-hmm. They're like, I wonder what they're doing over there. So, in the past, I think,
If it's legal, you can't complain.
And that's the thing. In the past, if people were doing things like that, they were doing it,
right.
In an inconspicuous way, and now they can sit right on their porch and do it. So it's like, okay, now people are noticing all over the place. So there you go. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Florida deputies say 19-year-old Ryan Johnson allegedly drove drunk right off the road, took out a mailbox, and then drove right through several palm trees. Deputies showed up. Johnson told them, "I'm not going to lie, I should not have been driving." He was 19, by the way. They found a 20-pack of Bud Light beer in his car. 10 bottles were missing. So if my math is correct, he probably had about 10 beers. Deputies also found marijuana on his person as well. So, that's not a good plan. And you're 19 years old, and this is how you're getting things started, dude. Maybe rethink some things.
That's right. It's going to be a long road if you don't.
And I'm only saying this because I care about your future, Ryan Johnson. Maybe
Ryan Johnson.
That's who it is. It's okay. I care about your future. Try to maybe get things straightened out as you're 19, because the rest of your life is going to be really tough if you have these kind of problems dragging behind you. Really, really tough. But that is what happens.
Way to be a preacher there.
Thank you. I'm a dad, so I just fatherly advice. This is what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Michael Jordan denied having a gambling problem. The Last Dance, that program, there's still a lot of talk online, and I haven't seen the show, but I've heard a lot of people who have that said it was fantastic. But in that program, he said, I don't have a gambling problem. I have a competition problem.
Oh, that's true.
Online, somebody said, that's like saying, I'm not addicted to cocaine, I just like how it smells. I'm like, well, that's a pretty funny way to look at it. Movie theaters have officially reopened in the state of Texas. Wonder what movies they're going to be showing. Are there theater companies that are putting movies out? Are they running stuff that was put out before the pandemic?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I would love to go to a movie again.
Well, one of these days, baby. I will take you on a date. 60 Minutes star Leslie Stahl made a surprise announcement last week that she had recently been hospitalized for coronavirus, but is in recovery now.
Okay.
So there you go. That's interesting stuff. That's going to do it for Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
I'm not doing that.
You're supposed to... Come on, Heidi.
No, John.
I pointed at you. You're supposed
That's
to...
so dumb.
It is kind of dumb. Department of Homeland Security has officially moved its biometrics database to the Amazon cloud, which seems really weird to me. But I guess at the end of the day, if they're going, hey, this is more affordable than us building our own cloud, then maybe that does make sense. But the Department of Homeland Security is using the Amazon cloud? I don't know. Again,
I would assume they already had a cloud. What do they mean they need to build another cloud?
Well, they're using the Amazon cloud. So instead of them building their own, like, bigger, better...
They always use the Amazon?
No, it just says they officially moved their biometrics database.
I wonder
there.
why.
I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But again, who knows? This could have officially been news from somewhere in this world. The mayor of Moscow says the city's coronavirus cases are triple what the government is telling people. So the mayor of Moscow is most likely not going to be around much longer. That's just what I'm saying there. No, they're saying, the numbers I think are a lot higher than what the government's letting us tell you. So I don't know. Frontier Airlines is guaranteeing passengers an empty seat in the middle of the aisle for $39 extra. So they're saying, hey, you don't want to ride with somebody right next to you for $39? We can make that happen. Or you could just buy a ticket. The plane's only got 7 people on it. So I don't know that you need to pay the
I
extra.
doubt they're going to be cramming people in right next to each other.
So I wonder how long that'll last. Because usually it's more expensive when there's a middleman. But now it's, I guess it would be still more expensive, wouldn't it? No, you usually don't. Yeah. It's talking about cutting out the middleman here. It was a joke that didn't really make much sense.
So you would get the whole row to yourself, is what you're telling me.
No, you would be in one seat. There'd be somebody else on the far edge seat, but there would be nobody right next to you.
Oh, you can buy the middle seat as well, so there's nobody next to
So do you think they sell that to both people? The person in the window and the aisle? For $39, we'll set you next to somebody else who also ponied up $39.
Probably.
Florida sheriff is under fire for photos that surfaced with him, according to the internet, partying alongside a bunch of naked models. So I've not seen the photos. I don't even want to look at the photos because I don't really care.
Yeah, who cares?
But I can tell you the first thing that came to mind to me is if this sheriff was like breaking up a party and there are photos of him breaking up a party, how would you be able to tell the difference between that and him partying with the model?
Either way, who cares?
I don't know.
Let him party. Who cares?
I don't know.
The only person who should care is his wife if he's married.
I have
all
a
the
link
rest
to
of
this,
you mind your own business.
Have a link to the story if anybody wants to click on it. It's in the show notes for today. Now I'll watch the number of clicks on that go up and up and up because the words naked models are in the headline there. And the New York Times announced the majority of their staffers will not be coming back to the office until September 8th at the earliest. So for those of you who read the New York Times, just keep in mind that article that you really liked was probably written by somebody in their underpants. Thanks for listening to your Scoop of the Day, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Heck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
And it's time right now for one of my favorite things we do each and every week. It's called Tuesdays with Charlie.
Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing great. It's nice to be in the studio again.
Yeah, it's good to have you here.
It's been a while.
Well, it ain't that nice. But
Are those Grandma Sandy's glasses that you're wearing there?
this is my wife's glasses. I can see.
They look lovely on
do
you.
look lovely.
Don't get nervous. It's just me.
So, what are we going to learn about today, Charlie?
Hey, okay, here's we'll start with this one. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk,
Oh, wow.
Oh,
and 1 in 5 is tattooed.
Oh, wow.
So apparently snakes like drunk tattooed people.
I think the fact that the drunk part is that's drunk people are the only ones that get close to snakes.
Yeah, they couldn't get away, or they were too drunk to get away when they saw one.
What
Probably
about the
what's going
tattoo guy?
I don't know.
Well,
Maybe he's got a tattoo of a snake.
Could be. I've seen those.
How'd that be? Hey, you like cereal?
I do.
Fruit Loops. You like Fruit Loops?
yes.
They're good.
The different colors?
Yeah, they all taste the same.
They all taste the same.
Absolutely.
I think that's false advertisement.
Yeah, it's just different colors, but the flavor is all just the same fruit flavor.
It's delicious, though.
No,
I don't know what fruit it is.
like-
Today, not brought to you by Fruit Loops.
No. I've told you this one before. I kind of like this, and my old buddy Jack Daniels, you know him.
I do, yeah. I know who that
He
is.
died from kicking a safe.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, he kicked it so hard he broke his toe, which got infected, and he died from blood poisoning.
Really?
That's too bad.
I bet he was probably drinking or something when he did that. Something like that. He couldn't have been too good for him.
No.
Here's some 19th century slang.
Oh, what's that?
Horizontal refreshment.
Horizontal refreshment.
That's slang for sex back in the 19th century.
No kidding.
How did you know that, Fluff?
I think you might have told her before. Or she'd done some reading.
I think she knew what that was. Oh, I missed a number. Here's a number. I'm reading down my sheet. It's pretty rough when you have Bloody Mary at the studio. It's my third one, by the way. Hey, then there's a museum in Spain that shows 2 T-Rex skeletons having sex.
Really?
Oh, really?
So they did try to mate, but they just didn't make it.
Oh, that's too bad.
So they discovered them that way, or they just decided, let's put them together that way?
I think they discovered them that way.
And then that's how they were when they died. So
They're
they
probably worth a lot lot of money.
I'm sure
Well,
they are. Can you
all
imagine what that
skeletons
find
are.
have been worth?
Yeah.
Get 2 of them together, and that's a heck of a find.
It sure is.
Hey, look at this, Joe.
What a
we
way to
found.
go.
That's my daughter.
Yes, she is. No doubt about that.
Don't feel bad. It's your wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you chose me.
I'm married
You had
into
no
this.
choice.
Hey, then Google. You know who they are.
I've heard of them,
Yeah.
yeah.
The new Google employees are called Noogles
Noogle.
Noogles.
and are given a propeller beanie hat to wear on the first Friday they're there.
That's kind of funny.
Jeez, that's
So you got to wear a little beanie hat.
I've seen those before. They're kind of cool.
They got the little propeller.
Yeah, and it's colorful like all the Google colors.
you had one for a while, a
Yeah.
propeller hat
Well, but it wasn't a
for a
Noogle
Halloween
hat.
costume.
No, you weren't. Google wouldn't hire
I've never.
you.
They would not.
No.
I do use their products though. I have other people that don't like them. I'm like, hey, it's free, but they're spying on you. I'm like, yeah, but it's free. So,
Hey, then I got one last thing. We would end this right now. here.
okay, what's that?
The average person spends 3 years of their lives on a toilet.
3 years, huh?
Now, once again, that's average, and
That's-
you know me and
You're
you are above average.
I
Both
may
of
be-
you, for
I
sure.
may be above average. Ever since I got a smartphone.
For sure.
Back
You're
in
in
the
there
day,
forever. Oh,
I
my
used
gosh.
I used to read books while I was in there. Now I haven't read a book in years.
It's true.
Magic fingers.
You ready for a question here, Charlie?
I think I've got an answer.
You might have actually even told me this. So if you did, you might remember it. What was the first toy to be advertised on television?
I don't know.
It was Mr.
Slinky?
Potato Head.
Oh, Mr. Potato
Oh,
Head.
I thought you told me that.
Spud.
I think
yeah.
you did tell us that.
You might have told me that. I don't know. Maybe not.
I tell you a lot of things that I forget.
Somebody else might have told me too. Who knows? But yeah, Mr. Potato Head was the first toy to be advertised on TV. I know.
Isn't that special?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, Charlie, thanks for being in studio, man.
Hey, I might come back again here.
We'd love that.
No, you
Okay.
wouldn't.
Yeah, I would. Really would. It's been a joy. We'll talk to you next week.
I'll be here on Tuesday.
All right. The little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Dr. Seuss. How do you say his name?
Seuss.
Wrong. I've said it wrong my entire life as well. And most people listening are probably going, what? So it says the popular children's book author whose name is Dr. Theodore Seuss Geisel. Seuss is his mother's maiden name, but it's not really pronounced Seuss. It's supposed to rhyme with voice. So Seuss. Dr. Seuss
Really?
Geisel. Yeah.
Oh.
Dr. Seuss. Seuss' college friend Alexander Lang even wrote a poem about the common misconception. So I don't know why it's just become Dr. Seuss.
I like Dr. Seuss better.
Dr. Seuss does kind of sound weird to me.
Yeah, it does.
But if that's
all
the
we've ever
name,
known. Yeah.
that's what we should refer to them as. So,
Well, don't start saying it like that. People think you're an idiot.
It's Dr. Seuss, Heidi. Get it right. Fun fact for you right here on the John and Heidi Show.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline, actually two of them, from somewhere in this world. Dateline Russia, Dateline also Russia, because it's a story and then an update to the story.
Okay.
We had one earlier about the mayor of Moscow who came out and said, these numbers are wrong.
Right.
So I'm expecting a story like this for the mayor of Moscow soon. But 2 Russian doctors are dead. One remains in critical condition after they all mysteriously fell out windows at hospitals after criticizing the government for a lack of supplies. So that was the first story. The second one, a 3rd Russian doctor has mysteriously fallen out of a hospital window this week after complaining about a lack of coronavirus supplies. So that is very concerning. These doctors need to be careful around windows.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know what's going on there. And I don't want to make light of it because 2 doctors died, another one in critical condition.
Yeah, that's a little fishy, isn't
But
it?
it is just bizarre. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A $500,000 debt incurred from 3 games of rock, paper, scissors is invalid.
What?
Yeah, the Quebec Court of Appeals has ruled Edmund Mark Hooper, or Hopper, no, I think it's Hooper, the unfortunate loser in the classic hand game. He took out a mortgage on his house to pay off the debt.
Oh, my gosh.
A fact that acknowledged in a notarized contract. Superior Court canceled that mortgage in a 2017 decision, which appealed by Michael Premu, whoever it was, who beat Hooper in the game of rock, paper, scissors and won $517,000.
Oh, my gosh.
He told the court the best of 3 games took place in January 2011. Quebec law stipulates that for a wagering contract to be valid, it must be related to activities, quote, requiring only skill or bodily exertion on the part of the parties rather than chance. Furthermore, the amount wagered must not be excessive. Well, in both cases, it is only chance, and it is also very excessive.
Oh, my gosh.
What a bizarre story. Who's doing rock, paper, scissors for
$500,000?
2 out of 3, Heidi? Come on.
Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine?
No,
and then you
can.
didn't even have it to begin with. You have to take out a mortgage.
Just the whole thing. It's why it's today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. A New Jersey high school math teacher has been caught on video yelling at a group of teens playing in a park, shouting he wants them to die a long and painful death.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, the teacher, by the way, identified by several sources as Nicholas Griggs, taught the district for 15 years. One of the kids allegedly targeted by the teacher was a freshman at the school, told news outlets that he and his pals were playing, and this teacher screamed at them from behind a fence.
Disgusting.
The encounter captured by another student shared on Snapchat. The freshman told the paper police showed up at the park and told the kids to leave. He said his pals realized they shouldn't have been in the park and left soon after the frightening incident, but expressed shock that a teacher would wish death upon them.
Yeah, that is horrifying.
Not a smart thing to do.
You know, more and more teachers and their true colors are
but
coming
here's the
out.
thing. Not all
teachers.
No,
I agree,
there
but
are so
there
many.
are some that are insane.
In every line of work. There are some radio people that are insane.
I'm just saying more and more and more and more we're hearing
Be careful
about them.
out what you're saying, because there are a lot of teachers that I know that are awesome.
No, I agree
people.
with you, but that doesn't deny the fact that there's a lot of them that are loony.
Would you just? I'm trying to give her, cutting her some slack. She's taking that rope and just wrapping it around her neck. Bad idea. This is today's moment of duh, and for Heidi too.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. At this point in the program, I read a story and I ask my beautiful bride Heidi to tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it hashtag fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? So here's the headline for today.
Okay.
Fake news or Florida. A Florida dog walker was arrested after he left his marijuana stash inside a customer's house. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say fake news.
You're going to be right. Yeah, it was fake news. I'm still trying to figure out how you guess this so accurately, because you're pretty
not
good at
always
this.
accurate.
No, you're not, but more often than not, you're pretty good at this. So
Well, I've got a 50-50 chance.
you do. Should I add some other options? All right. Yeah, true that, I guess.
Want to wager $500,000 on my...
Rock, paper, scissors moment? For those of you who missed it, some guy lost $500,000 in a rock, paper, scissors game. Luckily, the courts told him he didn't have to pay, but that did not happen in Florida. That was in Quebec. This has been Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of hashtag gift card challenge online at giftcardchallenge.org. And this is kind of a cool story. Here's a headline. Irish fisherman befriends lonely dolphin during lockdown. So there's a photo on here of a guy playing with a dolphin. He's in a fishing boat, and the dolphin's just jumping next to him, all happy to be there. A fisherman in Kerry, Ireland, was so moved by the sight of Fungi the dolphin being lonely, he now undertakes daily trips just to keep Fungi some company. Fungi is a famous solitary dolphin living off the west coast of Kerry. He was first seen in 1983. He continues to seek out human contact and has for 30 years. The dolphin routinely interacts with people who are on leisure crafts, also swimmers and surfers and kayakers. In fact, he's so adored by the locals, they built a statue on land in his honor. So there's a statue of Fungi, and I hope I'm saying his name right, Fungie. How would you say that?
Probably. Or
Fungi?
I don't know.
Something like that. See, he's not that famous because I don't.
Never heard of it.
Anyway, Fungi's been lonely without human interaction over the last couple of months.
Aww.
And this fisherman was out, and he was just so excited. He decided, I'm going to make this a daily thing. And he says a lot of fishing boats are out, but they just don't have time for this dolphin. They're too busy heading out to the fishing ground. So Mr. Flannery heads out in a dinghy twice a day to give Fungi some company. Flannery joked that he hopes the dolphin appreciates the company and doesn't forget him when the legions of admirers return from lockdown. And I can tell you right here from the video that I watched and the photos of this dolphin, Yeah, he's pretty darn happy to have some company. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.